About it, we all know that social media is the land of make-believe, so you will always see the part about vacationing, brunching, throwing it back one time, living your best life. And that's cool and everything, but if nobody else gonna ask you, I'm gonna ask you, where y'all getting all this money from?
Find some peace, I let my intuition speak. Get misguided, but I always end up where I'm supposed to be. Put my faith and trust in God and do my part, so we gon' see. In a broken heart, they never give me pain. My nigga caught me by surprise. I can see you hate me through your eyes. I already know the truth about this shit, so tell me lies. Try to do the damn impossible.
I feel like that's such a big deal. Like I feel like we as Black women always have to assert our space, taking up space. I know for myself, like the law is such a white male dominated field.
Yeah,
especially me, I constantly have to check white dude prosecutors that think they're gonna talk to me crazy.
No, right. Really? It's not that.
It won't be today.
Tell me lies. Go ahead, gonna tell me lies. I'm surprised. Go ahead, gonna tell me lies. Tell me lies. Go ahead.
Welcome back to a new episode of Let's Be Honest. I know you missed me, so hurry back after the episode quote. Your smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card. How you leave others feeling after having an experience with you is your trademark. Today we are all about the young professionals. Let's talk about it. We all know that social media is the land of make-believe, so you will always see the part about vacationing, brunching, throwing it back one time, living your best life. And that's cool and everything, but if nobody else gonna ask you, I'm gonna ask you, where y'all getting all this money from? I need more reality because the way my life is set up, I need to take my ass to work. But one thing I can say about this generation, even with all the fun, is they do know how to get to the money. And there are so many ways to do it, whether it be a 9-to-5, owning your own business, or even taking a more unorthodox route with things like trading, which we're seeing a lot more of now. There are plenty of examples out here to show you that it can be done. In the process of creating this episode, I have gotten an awe moment that I really have encountered a lot of dope individuals who are all successful in their own right. I get to bounce conversation and ideas off of them. I personally like to surround myself with people that inspire me, who have goals and are hardworking, and it's an even added bonus if their goals are bigger than mine, because let's face it, you are the company that you keep. But the one part that I think has been just as equally important is for me to be able to see and enjoy them outside of their career, because let's face it, it's not everything. A little work-life balance, because money is not everything. And if that is where you have put your source of happiness in, prepare to be on that hamster wheel, because there is never enough. Life is meant to be enjoyed, and you are supposed to be smelling your flowers, and you can't take none of it with you. So I'll be damned if I end this life with regrets, because I was so infatuated with the things that I don't have, and I didn't enjoy the things that I do. In this episode, I have invited some dope females who are the epitome of Black girl magic, who are making it happen every day, both professionally and personally. So I'm gonna leave this part on we've been working too hard, let's get into some fun-ish note and go right into the TruthBowl. So hang tight.
I'm on at ease, always searching for a deeper meaning. Time won't let me be. I ain't tripping, baby. No, I'm doing me. Caught me by surprise. I can see you hate me through your eyes. I already know the truth about this shit, so tell me lies. Try to do the damn impossible. Don't know how hard I try. You could keep the fake apologies and love this is goodbye. You're so typical. Why you gotta make this shit so difficult? Try to give you space, but even that can't get me closer. Yo, I never be the same. I'm unpredictable.
Welcome, ladies, giving me all the Black girl magic here. We got Jazz here, who is has a degree and career in finance.
Yes.
We have Malika, who is a licensed counselor for the state of New Jersey. We have Bree, who is a licensed attorney for the state of Pennsylvania. And then we have Doreen at the end, who is a business owner of her own cannabis company. Okay. She makes cookie kits and everything, so yes. So y'all know the rules of the TruthBowl. We are just going to take turns answering questions of the TruthBowl. If for whatever reason you don't want to answer the questions, somebody else in the group can save you, but you can't ask them and they can't ask you. Otherwise, you just kind of got to answer. And we're going to do 15 minutes. So I'm going to ask one of y'all to set the timer.
I got you. You ready?
Yeah. All right. We're going to start with you there.
Okay.
Yay.
Just one.
What you got?
What sacrifices have you had to make for your career? I definitely had to sacrifice, I guess, friendships. Since I'm in the cannabis industry, there are people that are like, well, it's not all the way legal, or they're like, oh, why are you even doing that? Like, getting high is bad, or just almost like talking down about it, like, oh, why are you charging these prices? That's too expensive. Yeah. So basically, cutting people off and just being confident in what I'm doing and in my business and in my product. So yeah, that was
a big one.
My main sacrifice. Yeah.
And you'd be surprised the type of people would be like, oh no, and you'd be like, come on now.
Are you the same person at work and outside of work? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not the same person at all. I think, especially being a lawyer, like, people expect you to have a certain persona. I do think that I try to push the boundaries of what people think of when they think of lawyers. Like, I get, oh, you don't look like a lawyer very often. So in that realm, I try to push it.
How do a lawyer look?
I ask them that every time. I always say, like, well, what does a lawyer look like? And, like, some people are real bold. They'll say, oh, I mean, I expect you to be a white guy. Or, like, I expect you, you know, whatever. And then some people just like, I didn't expect you to look so young, or I didn't expect you to like have your nails done, or like wear your hair a certain way. Like, you'd be surprised, like, especially because I feel like attorneys are such a conservative group, right. Like, and I'm me, and I like to party and have a good time, like, you know what I mean? So like, I just, you know, have to know when to turn it on, turn it off. Like, people don't want me to be all like, we lit, you know what I mean? When they about to go to trial, like, they want to be serious, right? So, you know, I'm Brianna Shaw, Esquire, when I need to be, and then like when I'm home, I'm Bree.
Right, and that's it.
I'm the opposite. Yeah. I'm like all the time. Don't fuck with me. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
It would be you to get that. Yeah. The counselor, right?
Some introspective shit. Okay, so I see myself hopefully either finishing or continuing to finish a doctorate program. I want to be a doctor, so holla at me. I'm gonna be a doctor. I'm speaking it into the universe. But honestly, still doing the same shit that I'm doing. Like, still being a counselor, trying to help people, still hanging with family on the weekends and chilling. Like,
just more money.
Way more money. More money. More money.
What's the hardest part about separating your personal and professional life? So I'm very much like Bree. The people at work don't really know who I am. Mind your business. Yeah. I'm Jada there, and then I'm Jay when I'm at home. So it's really not that difficult for me. And plus, I'm more like, if I'm here for work, I'm just here for work. You don't really need to know none of my business and who I am outside of that, unless I'm really cool with you. So it's not really hard for me to separate the two, because I feel like parts of me are the same at work as they are outside of, because I feel like I'm just am who I am. So it's really not that difficult for me. I just kind of...
You know, that's so funny, though, because for my job, I have to be myself at all times, or else people will recognize that I'm not being myself. So if I'm talking to a client and they feel like I'm not being genuine, they can tell. So I have to be myself at all times. Like, if I'm not being who I am, they can tell, and they'll feel like they don't want to talk to me.
I'll talk to you.
So it's the opposite.
I'll talk to you. Jazz, you're up.
Take my insurance. Let me know after. No, I'm being serious. All right, so my question is, what's your favorite part about your career? So, well, I guess like my job, right? All right, I work from home. I've been working from home for a year. I'm not going back to the office, which it looks like due to COVID. Well, my company decision. So my favorite part is like literally not answering the phone for clients. Because I blame everything on my Wi-Fi. So when something goes wrong, I'm like, well, my Wi-Fi is acting up. So, you know, it can't really. But my favorite part is taking naps while I'm on the clock. I mean,
that's a joke. Just kidding, right?
No, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. This is so funny.
What do you have?
That's a good one. Damn. Would you ever have an intimate or sexual relationship with a coworker?
Lord Jesus.
Okay, never have.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
So
I own my
it's
own
kinda
business.
But you do have a 9 to 5.
Yes, I do have a 9 to 5, and no, I would not. I work for a tabletop gaming manufacturer, and we sell like Dungeons and Dragons and everything. So I would not have an intimate relationship with none of those people.
Bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, I play with
Is it like
D&D and stuff.
foosball tables and stuff?
No, it's like Dungeons and Dragons. So like HeroClix, like the little monster stuff, and the different realms and stuff.
Like
People
pops and
dress
shit.
up, and like dragons and swords.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh my. Ooh.
You ain't got nobody you want to be with.
Not at all. But maybe for my company, like depending on who we hire,
Look out for the applications, right?
It'd be like, are you single?
Right. That's a main. That's dependent on your hiring.
All right. Do you think you can have both professional success and love? Oof.
That's a good question.
That's a really good question. I think like as a public defender, I'm super busy. Like, so finding somebody who can appreciate my schedule is not just appreciate but respect my schedule is super duper important. But I do think it's possible. I think you just need to find somebody that has that balance. Like I personally have dated lawyers and I'm like on dating other lawyers, but like I really enjoy spending time with non-lawyers. Like they help me turn it off like at the end of the day for sure. Like I like dating someone who's like completely separate from that world
life.
because they push me to stop talking about this trial I had or stop talking about this argument I want to make just
have
live,
fun.
right?
Yeah.
Have some fun, relax, chill. Like life is not about like what the judge said today. Like move on. So
I have so
really
many
good.
questions to ask you, but we're gonna do that all.
but yeah, for sure you can have love and professional success. Absolutely.
I feel like it's just more like a balance and where you are in your time in life. If you want both, I feel like you can do both. I don't like when people be like, oh, I'm busy. That's like a trigger for me.
At 5:30, I close that laptop. I don't give a fuck what's going on ever.
I'm done.
But you gotta make time. Like you have
That's
to make
what
time.
I'm saying,
If they're important to you, like you gotta work with it.
Right. Totally agree.
Oh. How do you separate your personal and professional life? Wow.
Especially because you gotta bring yourself to your.
Okay, so this is hard because, so I personally work with youth who tend to be more depression, suicidal, self-harm, stuff like that. So it is really, really, really difficult for me to not be thinking about it, like, especially because I work 12 to 9-ish. So, like, I'm working where other people are like, hi, I'm chilling, I'm off work. So it's a little difficult for me to separate, especially when something happens with one of my clients. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, like, what could have I done? Like, if I could have did something differently or said something differently. And typically that's not the case, but, like, still you wonder, like, what could I have done that would have maybe helped them differently? So this is actually difficult.
So you're still working on it.
Wow. I am still working on it. I am still working on it. I will say the thing that helps me the most to separate personal and professional is that I have to realize that they're two separate things. And I know it seems easy, but, like, you have to bring yourself 100% when you're a counselor. Right. And if you don't, the clients will notice. Mm-hmm. So if you are not bringing yourself 100%, then that doesn't really create a good environment for the person who's talking to you to be able to discuss everything that they need to. So it's like when you can't turn that off because you're bringing yourself, right? Like, so you gotta really, what helped me is really being like, okay, this is my work brain. Like right now I'm at work, I see you as a whole person and everything that you got going on, and I'm not thinking about myself. I'm not thinking about putting dinner on the table later on. I'm not thinking about going to the store. I'm not thinking about anything that I have to do because of you are what's important. And after that, you're no longer important. I'm thinking about myself.
And clocked out.
Exactly. So like, kind of making a work brain and a myself brain. Like, this is me and this is you. Like,
and that's hard because you're taking on other people's emotions and energy.
Right. It is really difficult. I am still working on it, but pray for me, y'all.
Right. I have, what is your ultimate goal? So I work in clinical research. So I test cosmetics for safety and efficacy. So something like you see with the vaccine now is a clinical trial. You're just looking at a big clinical trial, but it's on a smaller scale. Mm-hmm. For me, that has provided me stability, and I feel like that's all really kind of I want, just because I want to make sure that I have a set schedule, a set paycheck, so that I'm able to, when I'm ready to have children or family, I have a set schedule. I know I can pick you up, I can take you to this, and I know I can afford this and I could afford that. So to me, that's really just my ultimate goal, just to be financially stable and comfortable so that I can be able to provide for my family and myself. So
Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so this is a hard question, somewhat. How do you organize your time? It's hard because I have OCD. I'm not diagnosed, but I just say I have it. I don't really have it, but I like everything to be organized. But how do I organize my time? So, like, I could be watching a movie with my boyfriend, and I dead ass to be thinking about something I gotta do, like, the next day, and I just be, like, setting time, and, like, okay, I'm gonna be out the house by this time, be out the house by that time. But as far as career-wise, like, I roll out of bed, I go log in, and then I, make my coffee. So, everything is, like, I just log in, and I do stuff, like, like, I go brush my, like, I get myself together while I'm clocked in. So I don't really know I don't know if I'm answering that correctly, like organizing my time.
That's the way you do it.
Yeah, like I'm really organized, if that makes sense. Like I always have room
and if you
for
have
error.
OCD, so you're very strict.
I always make time for room for error. I call it that. Like for example, let's say I'm planning your birthday dinner, and it's at 5:00. Like I'm out the house at 2:00 because I want like time to get there, an hour just in case I'm stuck in traffic. Like always that room for error. So I'm really organized. I'm a real organized person.
Well, that's always good.
You gotta
Absolutely.
When I want to be.
When you want to be.
When I get drunk, I'm not organized.
Who is? At that point, life just takes over.
I'm a whole other person. I'm not lying. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
What you got?
My mom is something else again.
As a female, have you ever had to assert yourself to be seen as equal compared to your male counterparts?
Ooh.
Yes, it hasn't happened yet in the my business, but at work I will notice that like a lot of the men, especially like men of another race, like white men, they feel the need to like double check my work or like call me out on like certain things as if I don't know what I'm doing. And it's like, I have to do a corporate clap back.
Right.
Like, yes, I know what I'm doing.
That's my last email.
Right, exactly.
Or just being like, no, I said what I said, and yes, it's correct, and yes, I know what I'm talking about, and just, I'm here for a reason. I got hired just like you got hired. We're in the same position, type of thing. So yes, just basically stepping up and just almost like speaking up for yourself, just being like, yes, I know. And whenever they say like, are you sure? Oh, I saw this in the system that didn't look right, and it's like, well, it's not on my end, so try to sweet.
And what is annoying, the part is when you say something and then, oh, she's a bitch. No, I know what I'm talking about, and I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So please don't.
I went through something similar to you. So I was working, my current position, and when we was back in the office way before COVID, like my first couple of months there, I used to go home crying, like not like boo-hoo, but just upset because I couldn't believe that my boss was such a bitch. And like, because I came from a company that I was temped at, but like we was like a family, and I knew them for like a short period of time. So I'm going from a company that like really loved me, like like
A work family,
a work family to two bitches, and it's just like it was just like, wow, like this is real life. And I went through the same thing, checking my emails, and I made so many mistakes because I was under the pressure. And it was so much pressure, and I was like fucking up big time. And it wasn't because I wasn't paying attention. It was that I got this bitch on my ass.
Looking for stuff.
Looking for something. Yep. And I'm just like, it was bad. But now I don't give a fuck because I'm home. So,
Listen.
That home saved you.
So if you call me on Teams and it don't answer because my Wi-Fi is messing up.
Right.
I feel like that's such a big deal. Like I feel like we as black women always have to like assert our space, like taking up space. I know for myself, like the law is such a white male dominated field. Like, especially me, like I constantly have to check like white dude prosecutors that think they're gonna talk to me crazy.
No, really? It's not that.
It won't be today. It won't be with me. You can do that with Becky Sue and whoever else, but it won't be Brie. I promise you that. But I think like over time, like for sure, I think as black women, like that's almost like a survival instinct of working and like being great at your job is like taking up that space and being like, no, I got this degree, I got this license, I got whatever it takes to be here, just like you do.
And had to work like 2 times harder.
There it is.
We're gonna finish the round. So Bree, you're up.
Okay. Do you think there is a personality type not suited for your career choice? Lazy people. Just not. It's not. Like being a lawyer, your whole responsibility is somebody else's livelihood, somebody else's money, somebody else's family, whatever kind of law you practice. Like people are putting their trust in you to protect them, protect their assets, whatever the case is. And when you decide you want to be lazy, you want to slack off, things like that,
that's their life.
You're putting people's lives in jeopardy. Like I know for myself, like if I don't prep my cases, like somebody could go to jail for a very long time. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and so I think having the ability to remember that this is not about you at the end of the day, and keeping that focus and that work ethic is extremely important when it comes to being a lawyer.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's a
whole lot of pressure.
You got not a rough job, but you got
right.
Like, should I plead? And I'm like,
I don't think so. I think I can do it.
I think I never met an attorney, like never came like face to face with an attorney, and I always we'll talk about that later.
I'm here for all the answers.
Because like I said, we could go on and on, so we don't talk later.
Malika.
Y'all want to hear what's crazy? How do you manage stress?
Oof.
That's a good one for you.
Talk to a therapist. Just look in the mirror.
I go in the mirror and I'm like, Malika.
What are we gonna do?
So, what's crazy is, honestly, I sometimes struggle to manage stress, and it's interesting because I have talked to many counselors, and if they're telling you one thing, it's because they see you as one person, right? I don't necessarily see myself as one person. I can't see all the pieces that fit together for me. I can see all the pieces that fit together for you perfectly clear within like 15 minutes. I got you. I can tell you with certain confidence that I will make sure that you're fine. When I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, girl, what did you do to get yourself into this time? So I feel like for me, managing stress is all about like self-care, like the thing that I showed you. Like self-care, like making sure that I'm on top of myself, especially with my job, because I have to put so much of myself into it. It's really important for me to make sure that I am okay. Like if I'm not okay, I'm not giving myself 100% to somebody else, and that's not that. It can't be what it is. Like it just can't. So I feel like for me, managing stress is to make sure that I'm proactive and not letting stress affect me, kind of situation. Like I'm taking care of myself so much to the point where if something happens, I'm like, alright, cool, I got it. Like it gotta be something huge for me to be like, I'm stressed. Yes. Like I'm not even stressed. Like,
but yours is kind of like Brie. It's somebody else's life in your hands,
right? Really. And that's the shit where it's like it's so many people that I see that's like, they come to me suicidal or they come to me and their life is in shambles, and I'm like, I can't be sitting here like, girl, I don't know.
No, right.
No.
My life is in shambles too.
My life is shit too. What? I can't do that. Like, so it's like, I have to make sure that I'm okay first before I can make sure everybody else is okay. And I can't do my job properly if I'm not okay.
Right.
So I feel like managing stress for me is like being very, very conscious and preventative measures.
Yeah.
Makes
sense. That's good. Take care of the problem before it is a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes sense. I have, in terms of your career, what is your purpose? I feel like my purpose, as far as my career goes, is to make sure that things are done. I like to try to think of what could be a problem before it is a problem. And because I like smooth sailing. I don't like no drama. I just want to be here, do my work, and then go home. So I'm more like, all right, give me what you want, and then let's figure out how we're going to get this done. Let's think of what other problems there are so that we can avoid it right now, and let's organize. I'm very organized with my time because I halfway don't want to be there. so let's just get it done. Girl. So that's my purpose.
I'll be counting down to Friday.
Right.
All right, so has your professionalism ever been questioned due to your life outside of work? Yes, it has all the time, and I don't care because I'm bougie and ratchet. But not like ratchet, but you know, like bougie, like this is how I am. But we had a company, this is an example, we had a company dinner holiday party because they Jewish, and we, drinks. I'm getting fucked up, but I'm not like rowdy fucked up or whatever, and I ended up taking the Corona out with me because I cut myself off with drinking, so I could do a Corona. It's like, so I'm on the bus. We took a shuttle from the place to our company office, and then we drove home. So I'm on the shuttle, and I'm just like sleep with the bottle of Corona, like out my pocket, however it was. And my coworkers are on the bus, so of course that got around. And I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I'm not ghetto. Like, my boss, like, they are a different type of crowd, if y'all follow. And we just, you know, like, it happens.
More seasoning.
Y'all worked with them, so girl, I know.
Right. So you get where I'm going with that. So to see that on the bus, it's like, oh, but to us, it's like, all right, girl, you know.
Right.
Long day, you got it. So ever since then, you know, not ever since then, but they was just like, oh, I know what you're doing in your free time. Like, yeah, I'm young, I get fucked up. Y'all old as hell.
Right.
Mind your business. Mind your manners.
Like, they're all older. Yeah, they older. I'm the young one of the crew, so.
Well, speaking of cheers, that officially concludes TruthBowl. We are going into shot o'clock time. Alright, y'all. Right, what are we cheering to?
Black success.
Black
women.
success.
Black
Yes,
girl
I guess it is.
What's as good as apple?
Apple
Yeah, see, you can never go around with the crown.
You're the only person I know that drink Crown Royal.
Alright, y'all, tell the people where they can find you, what you got going on and coming up that we should be looking out for and supporting.
I'll go first. I don't have anything. I mean, you can follow me. I do highly recommend following my brother's podcast. That's it, High Society Podcast. But I'm just Jasmine Jazzy on Instagram. I'm not really into, you know, like I just.
She the party by herself.
Yeah,
so
like,
go ahead and follow her.
Right. Meet at the bar. That's what you should be needing that.
Listen.
Therapy resources and more sound.
Guy by now,
Right. She obviously is almost like the damn co-host at this point. Y'all should know she right.
Yeah. You know me, Lawyer John _Lawyer John on Instagram. But as of now, I'm not taking clients, but be on the lookout for me.
Could you book the busy? That's all I like to hear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you choose your retainer fee? Okay, that's another question for us.
Well, I'm a public defender, so now I'm not accepting private clients, but that may change. So hit me up.
She coming to Jersey, y'all.
You are
Allegedly. Probably. So, you know, listen, if your baby mama acting up, you get a little trouble. You know what I mean?
Call her.
You know where the people are at.
Call her.
And I know people want to hear what you got going on. And what you got coming up.
Yes, so I can be found on Instagram at EasyBakedCo, EasyBakedCo. Our website is dropping on 4/20. And
that's good.
She got the cookie jars.
Yes.
She got secret menu now.
Yes,
She
yes,
sells
we got
just
secret
cannabis
menu.
sugar.
Yes.
It's lit.
It's a vibe.
Right, it is a whole vibe.
Yep.
Yes.
See, I'm ignorant. I'm thinking you selling weed, but no, it's not like
It's
that. No, not like. I'm sorry, not selling weed, but like, so it's treats then.
Yeah, so
it's
we
edibles.
sell DIY cookie kits, so you can make your own edibles. So it's like cookie mix layered with cannabis sugar inside of a mason jar. So if you follow the tag, you bake it yourself, and you can eat your own edibles.
Okay, because I'm used to the word edibles, so
yeah,
it's
you
like
think it's already made. Yeah.
So good. I recommend Wake and Bake.
And then we
I'm
also
not
have the
good
sugar
with that.
too. We have vegan sugar now, a secret menu, and we're gonna be dropping something in June.
I have to support.
So thank y'all for being here. I am wishing y'all much success both in your career and outside. And thank you again for being here. Yay. Thank you so much for being a part of another Let's Be Honest Sunday. Be sure that it is not your last. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook for all the tea. And fingers crossed you make that money. Don't let it make you. Bye. Today we are all my voice. Today we are all about the young professionals. Okay.
We too old to still be doing
But
it.
you still hitting me back, so clearly you're not that old. Like,
Obviously, you're not that old. I'm not. she hit me.
Can you stop being childish?
So let's go. That wasn't good.
And it's toxic, every motherfucker preaching nonsense. Not the righty type, it seem like niggas let her pop shit. My fans were pressing me like every week for me to drop shit. Can't say my depression is the reason.